Hey guys, so I realise that this is really late. If you saw my Christmas video, you'll know that I recorded this a few days after Battle of Ranskoor Kolos aired. But because of the green screen, I don't have Premiere Pro at home, which means I have to edit the majority of the footage in college. So I did it, exported it, and the video was only 3 minutes long. Check back, the whole file had got corrupted apart from the first 3 minutes. So what this is, in true Classic Two fashion, because I recorded it on an external mic, the audio survived. So I've put some screenshots of those 3 minutes over the audio, and I'm going to call it a day and get it up there, because I realise no one's going to watch this really. It's not going to get a lot of views, but I better do it, because I want to review every episode of Series 11. New Year special is a week away, and yeah, so apologies, this is just the audio again, but that's just the way of the world sometimes. So hope you enjoy it nonetheless, and yeah. Let them series person behind the screen. So that was it. That was fast, wasn't it? 10 weeks. Series 11's done. Can't believe that. It doesn't feel like 10 weeks ago I was sat recording my review for Women Who Fell to Earth, but it's been a good 10 weeks, which I'll go into later on, because I am going to do a Series 11 as a whole video, giving my thoughts on the whole series and how it turned out. But for now, the Battle of Ranskoor of Kolos, yeah, it was fine. It's actually probably one of my least favourites of the series. I don't think that was for any particular reason, but I just thought it was very... There are two ways I can look at this. I can look at this as a finale, as a finale of a series that's been building up to it, or I can look at it as a standalone episode. If I look at it as a finale, then I'm sorry, but it is not a finale. It's just sort of the final episode of the series. If I look at it as a standalone story, then it's pretty good. But I can't really figure out a way to sort of combine those two, which is why I've settled to fine, because it was just fine in my opinion, which is a shame, because I've enjoyed a lot. I've enjoyed most of the episodes of this series. There's only been, I think, one before this, which is Saranga, that I thought that was weird but fine, and this one is just fine. And it was mainly because it just didn't feel like it had any stakes for a finale, really. And I know people have said that about the whole of Series 11, but I've thought Series 11's had, a good level of action and suspense and stakes, but this finale just felt like a final episode of a series that was just the end, really. And I guess in that way it's sort of like the classic finales, where you would just sort of classic Who would just have a story, and then that would be the last one of the series. It didn't really have finales like we know today, which is, fine, but I feel like we've kind of been... Is spoiled the wrong word? In the past we've had stuff like Bad Wolf and Parting the Ways, and just last year we had the Doctor Falls. This one, like I said, just feels sort of like the Invasion of Time, or something like The Greatest Show in the Galaxy, where it's just the last one in the season or series, but it isn't really the end. It isn't a finale. It's just the last one. And that approach can work. Like I said, I just feel like we should have had at least something that put its mark on it. Oh, we're not going to see these guys for a bit. I'll get on to that later. Oh, you wait. But, review what you have, not what you want. So, as an episode, what was it like? It was okay. It was pretty good. I really liked the Ucks. I thought their characters were good. Can't remember any of their names, but I thought those two were good. Tim Shaw's back, and that was that and a few little references to other episodes in the series were the only things that really pointed towards it being a finale. And I think him being back does add a good level of sort of drama to it. Because obviously he killed Grace, so Graham's gunning for him there. The whole episode he's going, I'm going to kill him, I'm going to kill him, I'm going to kill him. And, I think that's... Tim Shaw being back and being quite injured is a good... I really enjoyed seeing him back. I thought it was really cool. And when the Doctor actually confronted him, you could tell that she knew this was quite a big deal. And the slow-mo shot of her running. Did anyone else get season 2 of Buffy vibes? You know, the finale of season 2 where she's running to stop Kendra and Drusilla. But no, I enjoyed that scene a lot. I thought the setting was very nice. It was harkening back to Classic Who again with the quarry, which was quite nice with that, and had to wade through some nasty swamp at one point, which was quite nice. I dug the character work again. The character work was really strong. The bit where Ryan tells Graham that he loves him is just I've really enjoyed their character arc. It's not been the greatest developed thing in the world, but it's been a nice thing just to see him at the start being quite distant with Graham, and now he's calling him Grandad, saying I love you, which is nice. And I've seen a few people saying, why would Graham want to call him Grandad? Why would he be so bothered? Well, I just think it validates his relationship with Ryan, because obviously he feels like a father figure to Ryan, and Ryan's dad's gone. So I feel like Graham in his head needs to be there for him, and having Ryan call him Grandad sort of validates that and makes him feel like, okay, he accepts me, I can do my job here, you know? Mark Addy as Paltraki, he was cool. I liked him a bit. I enjoyed the planet having... this bit frustrates me though. I enjoyed the planet having like mind-bending capabilities and making you turn violent if you don't have the neural blockers on or something. But that's a real missed opportunity. Why didn't we have like the Doctor taking hers off and then losing hers and then turning violent and, you know, losing herself? That would have been cool. And especially because this Doctor's been very childlike and fun. I think it would have been a really cool way to like, at the end of the series, to see her being violent and being quite nasty because of the neural block, or at least one of the companions. I even have Graham lose his, and then, you know, his anger for Tim Shaw is even more pronounced. I just feel like there was a massive missed opportunity. As soon as he set that up, I thought, oh cool, are we going to see one of the companions get their minds warped and stuff? We didn't, and that's kind of annoying to me. And it's this episode, because series 11 has got a lot of criticisms from people saying there's no stakes, there's a lot of missed opportunities. This is the episode where I really do agree with that. I haven't agreed with it a lot throughout the series because I've really enjoyed it, but in this episode, think that there were a lot of times where I just wanted them to do something because it would be impactful, and they just sort of didn't. Like, I wanted one of the companions to be injured. I wanted a longer scene with Graham and Tim Shaw, because as it was a great scene with Tim Shaw and Graham confronting each other, and Bradley Walsh was great in it, and he was great all the way through. But I wanted something more. I wanted a longer version of that scene where he actually... there was some anger there, you know? As it is, and a lot of people have been saying this, Tim Shaw did just get shot in the foot and put in a pod, which, you know, it's sort of... I appreciate the fact that he didn't get this big grand exit, because it's a nice sort of juxtaposition to how grand he made himself out to be. Like, him in his mind thinks that he's this grand threat. Oh, just knocked the mic. And maybe, you know, it would have been a cool juxtaposition to have him go out in a kind of lame way. I highly doubt that was intentional though. That's just me reading into it, but yeah. I thought the Doctor was once again very good. She's been good all the way through, and I'll get into some of Series 11 as a whole video really, but I think she's the perfect Doctor for what we need right now. Coming off the back of the last era, and the last era was quite moody, and especially Series 9 is quite dark and moody, and Capaldi fit that well, but I feel like because of that, we need a sort of lighter Doctor to come out of that. It's the same sort of thing with Colin Baker. I think after Colin Baker, although, you know, I would have loved a longer TV run, I think coming off the back of him, whoever they were going to cast next had to be sort of a lighter character, and we got Sylvester McCoy, who in his first season was very clownish and you know, played the fool a lot, and that I think worked perfectly for the time, because just coming off one of the most unlikable incarnations, should we say. So yeah, I thought the episode was just fine. It's not one I'm going to rush to rewatch. Jonathan Ross there. It's not one I'm going to rush to rewatch when the box set comes out on January 14th. Just been announced as I'm recording this. but it's sort of like, it's fine way to end the series. I think my views on this one will change a bit once we see the New Year's special, because the New Year's special looks to be more of a finale for the series and these characters. Can we talk about the 2020 thing? The fact that the Doctor Who isn't coming back until 2020. Now, here's the thing. Yeah, and I don't want to act selfish during this, because I've waited before for the show to come back. I remember in 2016 we had the big break, and that was more or less fine. And I feel like you've spent all this series getting momentum up and getting the casual viewer interested. Ratings have been very strong, and now you're going on a break for another year, and you're going to disappear from the public eye entirely. I can't fathom the reasoning behind that, to be honest, because it just sort of becomes, when it comes back, are the public going to really care anymore? You should have sort of really rode with the momentum you've got from the series and the momentum you've built up, and just sort of come back strong with Series 12 with the casual viewer back on board, starting to get some more experimental. But no, and I don't know. We'll have to see how that goes, because yeah, it's a bit bad. And I know, I'm happy to wait. Casual, hardcore fans like me will wait for Doctor Who. That's no problem. It's the casual viewer I'm worried about. Are they really gonna be interested anymore when it comes back in 2020? Also, I just realised the New Year's special will be the last Doctor Who of this decade. Next time it comes back, it'll be a new decade. Oh, that's terrifying, that is. That's honestly scary. But yeah. Also, New Year's special. Everyone, the trailer aired. The coming soon / next time trailer was just the Doctor giving some sort of speech, and it was like 5 seconds long. Then they aired a trailer directly after it, which was much more exciting, much more action-packed, and looked amazing. I really can't wait for this New Year's special. And obviously it has Graham going, does this creature have a name? This most evil creature in the universe? And the Doctor pauses, looks up, very serious, and it cuts away to the title. Everyone is going, including me, it's a Dalek. It's a Dalek. Just say it's a Dalek. If you say it's a Dalek, it'll be much more of a success on New Year's Day, because people will tune in and go, oh, I want to see this new Doctor battle the Daleks, Yes, that is true. The thing is, if it isn't Daleks, and it could very well not be, it could be, it probably is. But the thing is, if it isn't, and I know this fandom will go on Twitter and go, we were lied to, we were promised Daleks, we should have had Daleks, it's such a disappointment. We weren't promised anything. We haven't been promised anything. At no point has the BBC ever mentioned Daleks surrounding this New Year's special resolution. And yes, like I said, all signs point towards it being Daleks. Resolution of the Daleks. Most evil creature in the universe. Yes, all signs point to Daleks. Doesn't necessarily mean it's a Dalek. It probably is. Like I said, I'm not saying that it's not a Dalek. But the thing is, if it isn't, we've not been promised anything. So, please, if you're watching this, do not hop on Twitter or Facebook or whatever after the episode goes out, and if it isn't a Dalek, don't go banging on about how we were lied to and we were promised Dalek. We weren't. We've not been promised anything, alright? And I feel like this is going to happen. Because how toxic the fandom is at the moment, I feel like it's going to happen. So yeah, that's Series 11 over. I'm glad it's over. I've really enjoyed it, but I'm glad it's over for reasons I will get into in my Series 11 as a whole video. Mostly because of the toxic fan base, and I'm quite glad that it'll calm down a bit and I won't have to worry about all that on my Twitter feed anymore. But yeah, no, I've really enjoyed Series 11. Thought it's been really good. So yeah, what do you think of the finale, or Series 11, or whatever? You looking forward to New Year's? I know I am. Please like, subscribe, comment. I'll see you in the next one. Take care now.